What's up, wrestling verse family? Welcome back to the channel that breaks down every single twist, turn, and earth-shattering moment in the wrestling world. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into what might be the most seismic shift in WWE's landscape since The Rock joined the Nation of Domination. Roman Reigns is back. The tribal chief has returned, and the wrestling world has been absolutely set on fire. But here's the kicker that nobody saw coming: Jacob Fatu, the absolute monster who's been terrorizing WWE for over a year now, has just acknowledged Roman Reigns as his tribal chief and joined forces with the original tribal combat. Let me paint you the picture, because this return was absolutely electric. Monday Night Raw, July 14, 2025, a night that will go down in WWE history forever. CM Punk had just defeated Braun Breaker in a grueling gauntlet match to earn his shot at Gunther's World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. The crowd was still buzzing from that incredible victory when suddenly, Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield. But wait, it wasn't the Shield theme that hit. It was that familiar tribal war cry, that bone-chilling entrance music that sends shivers down every WWE fan's spine. The Birmingham crowd absolutely erupted as Roman Reigns made his way to the ring, and I'm telling you right now, this wasn't just a return, this was a statement. Roman had been absent from WWE television since the Raw after WrestleMania 41, nursing the wounds from Paul Heyman's shocking betrayal. For months, fans have been speculating about when and how the original tribal chief would return. Would he come back as a face? Would he seek revenge against his former wise man? Would he reclaim his throne from Solo Sikoa's version of the Bloodline? Well, Monday Night answered all those questions and then some. Now, before we dive into this earth-shattering alliance, let's talk about Jacob Fatu's incredible journey in WWE. This man has been an absolute force of nature since his debut on June 21, 2024. When he first arrived, attacking Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens with the kind of vicious precision that made wrestling fans worldwide take notice, nobody could have predicted the meteoric rise that would follow. Jacob Fatu didn't just join WWE, he conquered it. The Samoan werewolf brought a level of intensity and raw power that hadn't been seen in years. His moveset is a perfect blend of high-flying athleticism and devastating power moves that leave opponents broken and fans speechless. That moonsault from a 300-pound monster. Absolutely insane. Those super kicks that could decapitate a rhinoceros. Legendary. But here's what made Jacob Fatu truly special: he wasn't just another big man. He was a Samoan warrior with a legitimate claim to the throne. As Solo Sikoa's cousin and a member of the legendary Anoa'i family, Jacob brought authenticity to the bloodline that resonated with fans who understood the deep family connections that make this storyline so compelling. Over the past year, Jacob has climbed the mountain to become the United States champion, defending his title with the kind of dominance that reminded everyone why the Samoan wrestling dynasty has produced so many legends. Every single match was a masterclass in controlled chaos, with Jacob showing that he could hang with the absolute best WWE has to offer. For months, Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns have been on a collision course that seemed inevitable. When Roman disappeared after WrestleMania 41, Solo Sikoa seized control of the bloodline, bringing in Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and eventually Jacob Fatu as his enforcer. This new version of the bloodline was ruthless, efficient, and completely different from Roman's original vision. Jacob quickly became the muscle that Solo needed, but wrestling fans with keen eyes could see the writing on the wall. This wasn't just about following orders. Jacob Fatu was establishing himself as a legitimate threat to anyone who stood in his way, including Roman Reigns himself. The two have faced off in several multi-man matches throughout 2024 and early 2025, but they've never been true allies. Every interaction was filled with tension, with Jacob showing respect for Roman's legacy while simultaneously proving that he was ready to surpass it. The chemistry between these two was undeniable, but so was the underlying competition. Wrestling insiders have been speculating for months about a potential Roman Reigns vs. Jacob Fatu showdown, with some reports suggesting that WWE had originally planned this match for WrestleMania 41 before Paul Heyman's betrayal storyline took precedence. The anticipation was building to a fever pitch, with fans divided between those who wanted to see Roman reclaim his throne and those who believed Jacob represented the future of Samoan wrestling dominance. But Monday Night on Raw completely shattered every expectation. As Roman Reigns stood in that ring, surveying the damage from the post-match beatdown that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were delivering to CM Punk, something magical happened. The crowd was electric, chanting, "Roman! Roman! Roman!" when suddenly, Jacob Fatu's music hit. The Birmingham crowd didn't know what to expect. Was Jacob coming to challenge Roman? Was this the moment we'd all been waiting for, the confrontation between the original tribal chief and the Samoan werewolf? But what happened next will be replayed in wrestling highlight reels for decades to come. Jacob Fatu walked down that ramp with purpose, his eyes locked on Roman Reigns. The tension in the arena was so thick you could cut it with a knife. These two warriors, both products of the legendary Anoa'i family tree, both carrying the weight of Samoan wrestling tradition, finally face to face in the center of the ring. And then it happened, Jacob Fatu, the United States champion, the man who has dominated WWE for over a year, slowly raised his hand and pointed at Roman Reigns. Not in challenge, not in defiance, but in acknowledgment. The gesture that has become synonymous with recognizing the true head of the table, the authentic tribal chief. The crowd absolutely lost their minds. Jacob Fatu had just acknowledged Roman Reigns as his tribal chief, and in that moment, the entire landscape of WWE shifted forever. What makes this alliance so incredibly powerful is the deep family connection that these two warriors share. The Anoa'i family has been the backbone of professional wrestling for generations, producing legends like The Rock, Yokozuna, Rikishi, Umaga, and countless others. Roman Reigns has carried that legacy as the face of WWE for nearly a decade, while Jacob Fatu has been establishing himself as the next generation standard-bearer. This isn't just a business alliance, this is a family reunion that brings together the best of both worlds. Roman brings the experience, the championship pedigree, and the undeniable charisma that made him the longest-reigning Universal Champion in WWE history. Jacob brings the raw power, the hunger, and the devastating athleticism that represents the future of the company. Together, they form something that WWE hasn't seen in years, a true dominant force that combines legacy with innovation, tradition with evolution. This is the Bloodline in its purest form, with the original tribal chief and the Samoan werewolf standing side by side as the protectors of their family's honor. The implications of this alliance are absolutely staggering. First and foremost, this completely changes the dynamic heading into SummerSlam 2025. Roman Reigns is back, and he's not coming alone. With Jacob Fatu by his side, Roman now has the muscle he needs to reclaim his throne and restore order to the Bloodline. But this alliance isn't just about revenge, it's about creating something bigger and more powerful than anything WWE has seen before. Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu together represent the ultimate fusion of everything that makes Samoan wrestling special. They're both incredible athletes, both natural leaders, and both carrying the responsibility of representing their family's legendary legacy. From a storyline perspective, this opens up incredible possibilities. Will they challenge for the tag team championships? Will they systematically dismantle Solo Sikoa's version of the Bloodline? Will they set their sights on the biggest prizes in WWE, with Roman going after the World Heavyweight Championship and Jacob defending his United States title? The wrestling world is buzzing with speculation about what comes next, and honestly, every possibility is absolutely exciting. For over a year, we've been watching this incredible civil war within the Bloodline family. Solo Sikoa seized control when Roman disappeared, bringing in new members and changing the entire dynamic of the group. Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and eventually Jacob Fatu became Solo's enforcers, creating a version of the Bloodline that was arguably more violent and unpredictable than anything we'd seen before. But now, with Jacob Fatu acknowledging Roman as the true tribal chief, the balance of power has shifted dramatically. Solo Sikoa suddenly finds himself isolated, having lost his most powerful ally to the man he tried to replace. This creates the perfect storm for an epic family confrontation that will determine the future of the Bloodline legacy. The beauty of this storyline is that it's not just about wrestling, it's about family, respect, tradition, and the weight of carrying on a legendary name. Every member of the Bloodline has a legitimate claim to greatness, but only one can truly lead the family into the future. With SummerSlam 2025 rapidly approaching, this alliance between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu completely changes the landscape of WWE's biggest summer event. Roman's return ensures that he'll have a prominent role at the show, and with Jacob by his side, they could dominate multiple storylines throughout the night. The most obvious scenario is a confrontation with Solo Sikoa and the remnants of his version of the Bloodline. This could be a massive multi-man match that showcases every member of the extended Anoa'i family, giving fans the ultimate Samoan wrestling showcase on the biggest stage possible. But there's also the possibility of Roman challenging for championship gold, with Jacob serving as his enforcer and bodyguard. Roman has been away from the title picture for months, and his return with such a powerful ally could signal his intention to reclaim his position as the top star in WWE. Wrestling vs. Family, what we witnessed on Monday Night Raw wasn't just a return, it was the beginning of a new chapter in WWE history. Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu together represent the ultimate expression of Samoan wrestling excellence, combining everything that makes this family legacy so special. This alliance has the potential to create some of the most memorable moments in WWE history. We're talking about two of the most talented, charismatic, and powerful performers in the company joining forces to create something truly special. The wrestling world is buzzing with excitement, and honestly, we should be. This is the kind of storytelling that makes WWE appointment television, the kind of moment that reminds us why we fell in love with professional wrestling in the first place. So what do you think, Wrestling vs. Family? Are you excited about this incredible alliance? Do you think Roman and Jacob will dominate WWE together, or do you see potential conflict down the road? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more incredible wrestling content. The tribal chief is back, the Samoan werewolf has acknowledged his true leader, and WWE will never be the same again. This has been Wrestling vs. CC, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll break down every single development in this incredible story. Until then, keep acknowledging greatness, and remember, we are the ones who control the wrestling verse.